Hello everyone, we're going to go over 3 multiple choice questions about osmosis. There's going to be an easy, medium, and hard one. With that being said, let's just jump right into it. Here's the easy question. Osmosis is the movement of blank from high to low concentrations. The reason why this question is easy is because you're just basically filling in the blank. We're seeing if you've memorized the movement of osmosis and what it's actually moving. Let's look through our answers. A, ATP, nope. In fact, osmosis is passive transport, so it's not even going to use ATP. B, polar molecules. So that one's an interesting one because osmosis is going to be the movement of water, and water is polar, but let's see if there's a better answer. C obviously is the best answer here because it is water. Even though B is polar molecules, it's not all polar molecules, it's just saying water. So B is not the answer. Looking at D, oxygen, nope, and then E, nonpolar molecules, and this is why C is the right answer. Here's the medium question. A cell placed in a hypertonic solution will... So whenever we look at hypertonic, we're talking about hyper versus hypo. If we remember, in a hypertonic solution, the cell is going to shrink because water is going to leave the cell. And that's because water is higher in concentration to start out in the cell than it is outside the cell. So this is going to shrink. So looking at our answers, it says A, gain water and swell. Nope, that's hypotonic. B, lose water and shrink. I think that's the answer. Let's go on to C, D, and E. C, stay the same. No, that's an isotonic solution. D, gain solutes but lose water. Nope, it's not going to change the solutes. And then E, become cancerous. No, we're not talking about mutations. So the correct answer in this question is B. Now here's the hard question. A U-tube is divided by a selectively permeable membrane. There's a lot of big words in that first sentence already. Side A contains 2 molar sucrose, while side B contains 4 molar sucrose. Molarity just basically looks at how much solute is in a solution. So the higher the number, the more solute, or the more sucrose in this case. Which statement correctly predicts the result? So again, we have a U-tube. If we remember back to our AP style questions, here's our U-tube. Side A, let's make this one side A and this one side B. So side A is going to have a 0.2 molar solution and side B is going to have a 0.4 molar solution. So usually these selectively permeable membranes, I'm going to put selectively permeable membrane, are going to allow water across but not the solute. So in this case, there is a higher concentration of water on side A compared to side B because there's a higher number here on B than A. So since there is a higher concentration of water here, water is going to move from side A to side B. So at the end here, our water is going to drop in A, but rise in B. A, water will move from side B to side A. Nope, that's the exact opposite of what we said would happen. B, water will move from side A to side B. That sounds right. C, sucrose will move from side A to B. Nope, sucrose isn't moving. D, both sides will gain equal amounts of water. Nope, that's not going to happen because there's different solutes, there's different concentrations of water. That's not going to happen. And then E, no net movement will occur. That is also wrong. That's why the answer here is B.